I've been asked about my kayak rack, so we'll do a quick little kayak rack video for the ones that have asked me. Not everyone is going to want to do this because the bed of my truck can only be used for kayaks, you know, but that's what I do for a living, so it ain't no big deal to me. But I can fit 2 kayaks on top and 1 in the bed of the truck, so I carry 3 kayaks pretty often. So basically all it is some unistrut run across that I used a spray-on bed liner to paint it with. These pipes, these are a 3-inch Schedule 40 PVC, and they're just bolted to the unistrut, and then I have my tie-down connections right there, and I wrap it around my kayak. And then the back one, I just use some of these that go down in the bed caps or whatever, and I just wrap this one over the back of the kayaks through the strap. Well, I used to have a strap until I put the motor on, so I just push it through there. And then I wrapped these with some marine carpet, I guess is what you call it. You can get it on Amazon. Academy has that carpet too. And if I had to do it over again, which I still might, I would put some kind of cushion right in here, some kind of rubber cushion of some sort, some kind of rubber material, and then put the carpet over it, because I am starting to wear through the carpet pretty fast. So plus you need a headache rack, so if you slam on the brakes, your kayak don't go through your windshield, I mean your rear window. But you can kind of see where these are, it's gonna wear through. You see it right there? And if I had some cushion right there, some kind of rubber under the carpet, that would prevent that. We'll get this kayak out of the way so y'all can get a better look. Like I said, it's not for everybody, and then it's not for every kayak also. I'll explain that to you. So doing it with pipes like this, it doesn't work on every kayak. If the kayak is flat on the bottom, it doesn't work very good. It wants to teeter everywhere. But if your kayak has an indentation in the bottom, like my Hoodoo, the old model Tempest has, then they sit down on these little spacers I put on here. The bottom of the kayak sits flush with that. So the pipes were just a little bit too big, being 3 inches. I guess a 2.5 inch probably would have been better. And you notice I don't even have any spacers on this side. My kayak that sits over here 24/7, I just kind of lean it down a little bit, and it brushes up against that. So it's not a plan that will work for everybody, but it works for a lot of kayaks, quite a few kayaks, as long as your kayak has that indentation in the bottom. Let me see if I can show you on mine. I don't know if you can see it, the sun's in my eyes, but you see this indentation that it has, and those pipes fit snug right up under there, so it works good for a kayak like this. I tried to put a kayak on there that had a flat bottom, and it just did not like sitting up there at all. And of course I use a pretty big chain and lock to lock my stuff up. You know, if I want to go in HEB or something, I ain't worried about it so much. Of course, if someone wants it bad enough, I guess they can cut the chain. But I just wrap these around before I load my kayak up, I set this strap out here, and then I put my kayak on, and then I take this strap and go around the kayak, around this way, and hook it to this, and then strap it in. And this is the main heart of the strapping system, going around something, because it squeezes it down to everything. But you don't ever want to use these kind of straps, a ratchet strap, and tighten it too tight. You'll break the plastic on your kayak eventually. So you just snug it. You don't tighten them very tight. There goes Oscar. So that's it. It's nothing special. It's definitely rigged, you know. I mean, everything with kayaks, that's kind of how it is. You just rig something to work for you, and this works for me great. I carry 3 kayaks, and it's you know, it's a tall truck. I had this system on my old truck, and it was much easier with a lower half-ton Chevrolet, but it works good. It's I'm gonna make some changes to it one day. I'm gonna make all this out of aluminum and do some slide outs with some square tubing. That way I have a little bit more support back here. But this works good. I've been using this system for about 1.5 years, and like I said, man, it's not for everyone, because you lose your whole bed of your truck. But it, for me, doesn't bother me. You know, so a lot of people have trailers. So what's up, Oscar?
What's going on, my friend?
But a lot of people, and same thing that I'm thinking, you know, if I ever need to really haul something, I'll eventually get a trailer. And I do this instead of a kayak trailer because it's easy for me to back down into anywhere that I want to back down into without having to worry about parking a trailer and this and that. There's some launches that I launch at that I don't want to have to worry about how can I get a trailer in there. You know, I pulled a trailer for a lot of years. I know how to pull trailers. I just think this is a lot easier. And it carries 3 kayaks. That's all I needed to carry. So here's my kayak, blah blah blah. You ready, Tom? Okay. No, it doesn't hurt the kayak to drag it, because I have reinforcements on the bottom that I welded on there. Freaking water is crystal clear. We gotta wait on Tom. We ain't gonna go too fast. He left his battery. That's like going to the grocery store without your wallet.